being attached to this word awaken and really living in this truth of awaken and letting go of that negative talk and really adjusting words and language to better fit in with the life that we want and the goals that we have. And so, as a creative, I knew that I always wanted to run a business, but I didn't know the businessy things. I'm Kim Russo, owner of On Brand Designs, creator of the Profitable Brand Designer course. And this is my cute man over here.
I thought we were going to say handsome man, but I'm handsome man Jeremy, co-hosting the show with Kim, hoping to share some knowledge and laughs as we share our journey together as an entrepreneurial couple.
Thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Happy New Year!
Yes. Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to the Profitable Brand Designer podcast. And we figured that it would be a great way to kick off the new year, starting to talk about filling your mind with words that you should use and not use to keep yourself in a positive mental attitude and positive mental state of mind. So we just wanted to talk about words and some things that we thought about that, would be
power and strategy of words and language and how we communicate.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm sitting super close to you right now. I'll give you more space there.
Okay.
That's better.
I like to sit close to you.
Yeah, I know. You like to be on top of me.
Although I like to look at you too, so it's giving me a little neck crink.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple of different ways to talk about words and language. So I kind of want to kick it off with a word that came to understanding the meaning of it recently, and I really am fascinated by it. And I think this kind of sets the tone for why we wanted to talk about this. So awaken. So awaken, if you break it down, awake is a formal gathering for those who have passed on and died. Mm-hmm. So it's the idea of death and end. And so this whole concept of awake and then in, it's moving to the opposite of death and really letting go of your old beliefs. Mm-hmm. And this is like purposeful right now for the new year. We talked about not really wanting to do resolutions, but letting go of any negativity and like wiping the slate clean and starting over and like this rebirth of, new ways to speak and talk and use language and kind of reshaping the language to reshape our reality.
Yeah, I like awaken as well, because you're right. It's getting rid of old thought processes, old things that you thought, worked in the past, or old beliefs that you had in the past about, having the old mindset. And, Mom gave me that magnet that we stuck on the fridge this year that says, never look back because you're not going that way. So getting rid of things that you saw in your past, awakening to new beliefs, new thought processes on just, how you can, better your life, because no matter what failures you've had in the past, they don't determine, your future. So awakening to that new mindset, new person that you want to be.
Yeah. So I really like that one. Another one that I really like is emotion. So E for energy, motion for movement and motion. And so energy is just putting in that, or emotion is putting in that energy. It's that energy to move forward and making sure that emotions are recognized as that, whether it's positive, negative,
right.
But making sure that when you are in that state of emotion, that you are moving that energy forward.
Yeah. Yeah, because your emotions do move you forward. They can either move you forward. Yeah, they can move you forward, or they can hold you back. And just choosing your words wisely is just a way
choose the direction to go in.
Yeah, and choosing your words we're all guilty of it, and it's just a small subtle thing that we don't really think about. But choosing your words wisely to propel you forward in your life is just really programming your mind and how to think about certain things. So you can either program it negatively or positively just by the words that you choose to use, because we're all and this is probably getting woo woo, but we're all
Okay.
we're energetic. We're energetic. We have energy inside of us. We're electrical beings, so the vibration, the words that you speak to yourself, can make you feel up or down. So if you speak bad language or negative language into your life, then you're probably going to have negative outcomes. But if you have positivity that you're speaking, you're probably going to have a more positive result in speaking positive words.
Yeah. Which kind of goes to, I wasn't going to go too much into this word, but human, hue, and man being a light. Mm-hmm. So we are a source of energy, and the universe is listening to us.
Well, I think we kind of kicked this off with just like throwing a bunch of words out. But the cool thing about words is they have their I don't know, my mom would kill me for not knowing these because she's an English teacher. She's very big on proper English or whatever. So anyway, but they have like their root words, and like when you break apart words and you take like Kim just said human, hue means light, and man is being. So we are all light beings. We're all human. So we all project light into this world. And that's where we go back to saying, like, you take the light and you can give negative or positive light just by the words that you're saying. But if you think about every word has a meaning, and they've come from ancient texts, and we just take for granted like where they come from, and we just say them because we're taught in school, like, these are your words. You say these words, and we never take the time to really think about like what do these words even mean. But when you break words down, they do have meaning in how they're put together. And one of them that I wrote down, I didn't write it down as many as you did, but when you think about the word belief, like what you believe, what that means is be life. So whatever you believe in yourself is what you're going to become in life. So if you believe that you're going to be successful, you're going to be successful. But that's also something too that you can't just, you really have to believe what you're saying, because if you just say the words, things aren't going to just happen for you. Like, I don't believe you're going to be successful or a millionaire or anything. Like, just because you believe it doesn't make it work. Like, you have to put in the work to get there. And that's another thing. Like,
well, there's also another word in there. Becky Clave always says this a lot. B, if you take away the B and the F, you have a lie.
Right.
So you have to really, really.
Yeah, because you can just say the words and think it's not a genie in a bottle. It's not a make a wish. It's literally like, all right, you believe this, but you have to put the belief into action that you're really going to accomplish what you believe you can accomplish. That's the same thing with like affirmations. If you speak those affirmations, but you're just like, all right, I spoke my affirmation, it'll come true. Like, no, not necessarily. Like, you have to put the work in behind it to really affirm,
take action,
and confirm and affirm those affirmations. So yeah, you have to take action. So sitting here wishing upon a star is really not how it works at all. So to have that belief. So what else did you have?
Well, I think it's a practice, and I think it's getting used to adjusting your language, and that's why this is we talk about words for the year. I've got many. One of them's ahead, but being attached to this word awaken and really living in this truth of awaken and letting go of that negative talk and really adjusting words and language to better fit in with the life that we want and the goals that we have. And so it's going back and sort of, reflecting and really thinking and honing in on how do you want to be perceived. So, one of the things that, talking about like working into this new year and awakening is switching how we use these words. And I've been doing this for a while, and I'm sure you have, and I've corrected myself. I've corrected friends. I think it's just practicing to make it right. So one of the things I catch myself saying all the time is, if this happens, if I do this, if that, and it's constantly like, wait, no, when I do this.
Yeah.
And it's getting in the habit of using these positive, growth oriented words and not getting stuck, because the more you say it, the more you put it out into the universe. I mean, even just writing it down too helps. It's something with getting it out there even more. But the more you practice, the more you'll have this positive self-talk that you'll help project this vibration of positivity and move in the direction that you want to. And that's something that I personally have to catch myself doing quite frequently, especially as an entrepreneur, a creative, a business owner, you know, when I'm not in that creative zone, or things aren't going the way I want to in business, and worrying about the negativity and not focusing on, well, how can I fix this? What do I want instead? And that's where the biggest thing with these words and these ideas and these expressions and these feelings that come from it are so powerful, because we can lower our vibration by forgetting to think about the positive sides of it. So the if and the when has been a big one for me. Another one is too expensive. So that gives you that scarcity mindset. And a good friend, Jennifer Fry from Appreciated Assets, had introduced me to had introduced me to Amanda Francis, who said this, and she also, Jennifer says this and instills it with her amazing son Max. But coming from the place of, it's not too expensive, or not that I can't afford it, is, do I want to invest my money in this? Can it be used for something else? Or if this is something I really want, not is it too expensive, but how can I get this? What do I need to do to get to the point to be able to go purchase this item or trip or thing? Like, not an act of coming with I can't, but how can I? Or is this, is this really what I want to be spending my money on? Another thing was, like, actually I have a money tree in here that's dead because I'm terrible at taking care of plants. But I will flip that positive too. I have other things to invest my time in with than taking care of plants, but I love and appreciate them.
Yeah, and I think that's something too, that one of the things that you can use words for.
Well, I didn't quite finish my point with the money tree.
Oh, I was just waiting for you to take a breath, and I was going to jump in. Okay, go ahead.
But the whole point of the money tree is saying money doesn't grow on trees.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that is a scarcity mindset.
It is,
We've all been told that our whole lives. Right. I even catch myself saying it sometimes. But you know what? We need to start saying money does grow on trees, and money is coming into us, and money is we're going to have a garden of money and a forest of money, and money does grow on trees. And that's where we're flipping the script.
Unless you were born into a trust fund, which neither one of us were.
Well, we're going to make our own money.
Okay.
We're going to garden and plant our own
So y'all come over to our garden of money when we get it planted.
It's planted.
It's already planted.
Figuratively planted already.
That's true. So we'll start handing that out shortly. But yeah, you could definitely, you can utilize words to begin to shape your life, like we've talked about, and what you want it to be and how you want it to be. And people can, going back to vibrations and frequencies that you put off, whether you believe it or not, it's true, that people are electrical beings, and the vibration that you put off when you get around people. You know this when you walk into a room. You can tell people by their body language and how they're speaking, who the people gravitate to. So people that are speaking positive words are more open, like they have just more of an open vibration and an open aura, or whatever you want to say about them. So they generally command a room versus someone who's more closed off, who has negative think and negative talk. So those are going to be people that, nothing against that. If that's how you are, we're just saying that, like, there's ways to, choose your words wisely to get more out of life and what you want.
So, well, that kind of brings me to a couple different points, but one, I'm going to start with how words can affect branding. So words play a huge part in the visuals that I create as a brand designer, and I know other creatives do as well. So it's really important to be clear on your words and your language and how you're expressing yourself. So one of the things that I always ask clients that is included in the strategic brand planner that you can get. So this has really helped me to form these visuals, is asking them about demographics, their likes, getting to the nitty gritty, and having them just almost brain dump. And you can pick out words that really stand out that can start to form a visual. So I ask for keywords always whenever I'm working on any project or brand. I always want to get the goals and the keywords because that's what you want to be reflected in that visual. So having clarity on what those positive words are and what those phrases are and what those actions are, super duper important, because I'm definitely an intuitive designer and I see words and I don't read them in a way that is I'm going to go out and actionably like talk about it. I read these words and I start to form who this person is and what is this visual that they're attracted to. So highly recommend you guys picking up my brand planner. If you go to Linktree and On Brand Design's Instagram, it's the easiest way to find the link, and we'll include it in the show notes. But this is really going to help any brand. This just helps you focus in on how are you defining it and those positive words that you're using to create your growth strategy for the next year and foreseeable future for your brand, to really set the tone for it and really write down those positive phrases and words.
Yeah, and that was something also too that I had a note here about. That words aren't just for communicating; they are, also for creation. So, we use our words obviously to communicate, but they're also good for creation as well. So that lends pretty well to what you're trying to say. Like when people give you their keywords that they want, I mean that really, because everybody has their own unique personality. Of how they want words to represent them. So that's their own creative being, I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, even just using a word like joyful, joyful, grateful, that's how you want your brand to be perceived to other people, or industrious and luxury. Like, those are all going to invoke emotions and feelings. And the more you also spread these words and sprinkle them around your brand, it's that same concept of sort of the more you put it out there in the universe and the more you talk about it in this way, the more that that's going to come across in all elements of your brand and perceived by your ultimate clients and people that are helping you grow your money tree. Okay, so another thing I've been catching myself doing a lot lately is, as we talk about moving into this new year and setting up new goals, which, I'm always revisiting my goals. I actually do it every week with my online business manager, is sometimes getting caught in the negativity in business. So as growing entrepreneur, it's not always easy, especially as a creative, I feel like, because we're lacking, or I was lacking that business structure. I never went to business school to learn, as I say, the businessy things. I had to self-teach myself all of these things. And so when you're trying to be in creative flow and handle this part of your business and delegate and wear all the hats and do all the things, when you've got big goals and you want to get somewhere really big, and sometimes it doesn't happen, it's happening. And I see the little things happening every day and I see the growth. But when you have these big dreams, you sometimes, and I sometimes, dwell on the negativity, especially in my human design. Frustration is my primary feeling, and so this is going to help to really get out of that. It's like really thinking and paying attention to that. So instead of dwelling on the negativity, to think about the positivity and think about how you can move forward. So one of the things when I first started in business, it was kind of in that freelancer mindset. I didn't have the big goals. I just knew I wanted to be working for myself. And, you saw that growth and transformation where I seeked help and I worked with other mentors and I learned so much about business. And I've gotten to a place of, where I'm at now, the next level, and I'm trying to get to that next level. But so my point here is, came from this place of just wanting to grow a business, and I didn't know how. And that was a lot of the language that I use. Is like, we would have these 2-hour car rides where I would more dwell on the negativity. I know I want more, but I don't know how, and I can't do it on myself. And what do I do? And so switching that mindset and that language constantly to be like, okay, instead of I can't do this on my own, how can I do this? And that how that I did was investing in help. And so I want to support other creatives, and I have the Profitable Brand Designer, the course that is named after this podcast, or vice versa, role versa. And I want to help other creatives. Like, don't get stuck in the I can'ts. Use words that are implying growth and purpose and positivity that's helping you move forward. And whether you are looking for help with your brand to design it, or you're looking to help grow your business, don't get stuck in the I can't and I can't do. Switch to the positive. I can, I will, and if I can't do, find somebody that can and that can help you get there. So you're switching that can't to the can and find that solution. So you're switching that level of frustration to positivity. So that's what, I'm striving to do this year more, is when I start to feel myself get in that, oh, I can't do this by myself, or, oh, this person's not doing this, or, oh, take accountability and that flip that language into that positive self-talk of solution-based and positivity and growth-based.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I was going to add to, is just switching, your negative talk into positive talk, and that's a big thing. And then also, nobody makes it in this world by themselves, so everyone needs someone to help out. And so that's what we're all put on this earth for. I mean, nobody was sent here to, work individually. This is a team sport. Life is a team sport. So you've got to reach out and, pick your players on your team to help you win the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sports analogy.
So this kind of leads into, should we talk about the challenge?
Sure, let's challenge it.
Yeah.
Let's get challenging.
So I've got a words challenge for us to do together, but I strongly encourage y'all to do it too, and would love to hear from you guys. Please engage. Please let us know who you're doing this challenge with. But this is a buddy challenge. I guess you could do it by yourself too. But the challenge would be is whenever we hear, I mean, Jeremy and I were like each other's, I mean, see, it sounds weird to call you Jeremy. Buddy. Yeah, call you babe.
You're my buddy.
but I vent probably more than you, but we vent to each other. And I think there's what has to be cautioned when venting is the negative energy that's put out there. And so just in everyday conversation, I challenge you to correct me. And this is the only time I will tell you you're allowed to correct me, is if I am using language. So I'm going to say if, not when, because it's not guaranteed that I'm going to. That you will catch me and then allow me to rephrase in the positive, and the same with vice versa. I'll correct you or call you out, let you rephrase in the positive, repeat that inside your head too, so that it starts to become fluid to start talking in the positivity. And so when I start to get down, I mean, obviously it's hard to do it all the time, but you start to get down into like that little rabbit hole of like complaining or venting or ranting about what's not working. Say, wait, hold up. What can you do to whatever emotions you're feeling right now? Take that, energy and motion and switch it to the positive. So I challenge everybody to do it to themselves and to find a word buddy.
Word buddy, that's fun.
A word buddy.
Word buddy. So we're going to keep score. So
we can make this a game.
Challenge in a game. That we just write this. We're going to forget to keep score.
We are. We'll just say I win.
Yeah. It's like when you were saying that you vent more than me. It's like reminded me of when I went and got in the sauna the other day. You asked me if I was getting sick, because I never tell you when I'm getting sick. You just thought I was like, no, I just wanted to go sit in the sauna. So
yeah.
Like I'm not sick. You thought you were getting sick. You feeling better?
I'm feeling better, but I'm still. I think the hydrogen water?
Hydrogen water.
Hydrogen water's been helping, and
yeah, I got her a cool little gift for Christmas. It's the hydrogen water bottle. We don't have a link for that. So
in the theme of talking positive, I am fighting it off, and right. I feel okay-ish.
Yeah, well, that's we're in that season of people get a little sniffly nose and a little feeling under the weather because everybody gets off of their Christmas and New Year's and parties and cakes and sweets and overindulging in food.
But I think it's actually what you've been telling me since we met, really, is whenever I do say, oh, I'm not feeling well or I'm sick, you say, nope, don't say it. Don't say it out loud. Mm-hmm. Like, fight it and say you're well, you're healthy, you're good. And, while you can't entirely change your symptoms by words, but not getting stuck in that mindset and that mentality of like, oh, I'm sick, like,
because
fight it off mentally too, and not just physically.
Because it really is like, if you say that you're not sick, I mean, it's crazy because your mind is whatever you speak it and think, like your mind is very, I guess you want to say submissive to like your words, and you can say, I'm not sick, I'm, and just keep saying it and saying it. And, even if you're hacking up a lung, just, I'm not sick, Yeah.
Well, actually, that even happened to me today in the gym. I started a new program and we're doing planks, and I'm getting better. I was just correcting myself. I said I'm not good, but I'm getting better at them. And during the count, for some reason, I just like my knees went down. And then I had to, it was like my body couldn't handle it, but I had to remember my mind can. And so I got right back up there. I was like, wait, why did I just crash? Like, I need to keep going. I'm only going to get better if I push through this. And so I got right back up, but my body gave out before my mind did. Mm-hmm. Or my mind wasn't thinking and my body gave out. And as soon as that happened, I questioned myself, like, why did you just do that? Get back up. You can do it. So why did you stop doing it?
Yeah, your mind's a crazy thing. I mean, it's,
I mean, yes, I was tired. Yes, it hurt like heck.
It's whatever you put into your mind.
But I want to get better. So the only way to get better is push through.
Mind over matter. So,
and have that positive self-talk. Yes, you can do it.
Yes. So keep that positive mental attitude.
Yeah. So we'll report back in a couple episodes from now how this challenge went. And
shouldn't be too hard. We're pretty good. And nobody's perfect. Trust me. Like, we're not sitting here saying that we're perfect and we do everything perfectly. Trust me, that is not it. Everybody has got challenges. Everybody challenges and has challenges in their life, and life throws curveballs all the time. So,
but start to pay attention though, as you start to adjust language and your words. See the environment around you. Like if there's any things happening, and record it down. I know I have a win jar for like really fun things that happen, but I think just using that positive self-talk and really paying attention to like the little glimmers of things that are shifting.
See, you just cut me off, and I had something else I was going to say, and then...
Sorry.
Yeah. So...
Now you can't remember?
No, I definitely remember.
But did I say what you were going to say?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I wanted to let you know. I wanted to tell you that you cut me off just like I cut you off. So if we're keeping score, that's 1-1.
I didn't even know it was a competition.
But no, there's only two things in life that you can control, and that's your actions and your attitude. So whatever happens to you, like, what is your attitude about what action was taking place in your life? So really your actions and your attitude are two things that you can ultimately control. So
yeah, your attitude for me cutting you off.
It was very respectful. I'll let you finish, and then I said, hey, by the way, you just cut me off like I apparently did earlier.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah. So I'll let you finish, and then I'll let you know.
Okay, love you.
Love you. All right. So I think that kind of wraps up this episode of magical
joy,
words,
love, happiness, prosperity, and all positive energy and things.
Keep it all positive for sure.
Thanks for listening. We hope that you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as we enjoyed creating it. Make sure that you follow On Brand Designs on all social media pages and on Instagram, The Profitable Brand Designer, to get the latest episodes, releases, and tips and tricks for brand designers. And also,
you can also follow us as a couple on Instagram at Profitable Brand Couple. That's profitable.brand.couple. So we hope you follow us there and like and comment.
And subscribe and follow us on YouTube to see us in action.
There you go.
Thanks for joining.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.